Let me show you how to get an AI agent to do work directly into Notion for you. I do most of my work in Notion these days. It's my main database. I can trigger an agent to start its work directly from Notion, get the agent to do said work, and then inputs all of the outputs directly back into Notion. It's pretty powerful. Think of it like an intern. I want to trigger the intern, tap on its shoulder and say, hey, do some work. Or instead here, trigger the agent to begin some work based on something I did, an event. So how does that work? Well, simply inside an agent, click trigger and select Notion. It's right here. You've got tons of examples. You could trigger a agent based on a new page added to a database or a new comment created. Here in this case, let's use updated page. Page has been updated. Simply select your account. So here in this case, that's me. And then select the page that we're looking at. That's going to be Notion integration in this case. And then create the trigger. Give it a second. And now it's ready and it's waiting for its first event. Now, let's go back to my page. I just simply give it a task. So the silly example we're going to use here is I want, every time I add a task to the to-do list, I want the agent to draft an email for me, but I don't want that email to sit inside the agent itself. I want the agent to input it back here in email drafts in that Notion page. Let's give it a task. So send email to Kevin. And now that should trigger the agent to do some work. And there we go. It's already received a task, but we've not told it what to do. So let's do that right now. Let's tell it anytime you get a task, draft an email for that person. That email should say, hello. Let's add a generation. So this is us calling onto an LLM, let's say GPT-4, to do the work for us. And that's the work being done. Now, I want the agent to put that input, to send that input back into Notion. So how do we do it? That's where the actions come in. We've just mentioned triggers. Now, actions is when you get the agent to do work in the outside world for you. It could be updating a spreadsheet, sending an email. In this case, I want it to simply add the email draft it's created here for me to review. It's a silly example because actually I would rather it do it directly into Gmail or actually send email for me directly without me doing anything. But for the purpose of this exercise, I want to show you what it looks like in Notion. So what do? /command and type actions and then select Notion again. So here, there again are tons of examples, but in this case, I want it to create a page. Select your account or set it up if that's the first time, and then select a page. Yet again, we're looking at the Notion integration page. And let's add some content. The content is simply going to be the generation. So now we need to reference the work that's been done. That's going to be in page content, and we need to select that work. Let's give it a name. That's email draft. And we can select it in variables. It's right here. So anytime the agent creates an email, it'll select that text and add it back to my Notion. Let's just add a test value. Click testing. And if we go back to the Notion page, we should see it pop up in a second. There we go. Now, let's run it end to end. I want the agent to look every minute and to check if there's a new task to be done. So the agent is now running. I can publish it. And from now on, it's going to be working 24/7 in the background for me. So anytime I come to this page and add a task, send email to Marie, it's going to probe, check if there's a task, and if there is one, it's going to start the workflow, create an email draft for me, and add that email back to Notion. So let's summarize it. We've created an agent that can be triggered inside of Notion through an event. We get the agent to do the work that it's being tasked for, and then we get the agent to add that work back into Notion. This was a silly example. If I was to draft an email, I'd rather it send it for me directly via Gmail, but it shows you what you could do with it. Maybe it's a database that you have and you want to update it. Again, think of an agent like an intern. You tell it what to do, it does the work, and it outputs that work. So that's on Notion integration. You can create any agent you want and have it work inside of your Notion org super easily. And that's it for today.